All right, everybody. Scott Pierce at Listings to Leads, and we're going to get started in just a quick minute. Let me make sure I got there we go. I think that's the better version. Welcome in, Natalie. Thank you for saying hello. Clay, awesome from Vermont. Is it cold there? It's a little chilly here, although I'm in Northern California. It's not cold like Vermont, I don't think. It's a little damp and foggy, which is really beautiful. So, anyways, welcome everybody. Thank you for coming in. And I'd like to start off on the homepage and go ahead and say hello. Who's got a pending listing, either as a listing agent or a selling agent? I got a brand new email for you, and I'm going to actually create a letter. So, for those who like to go door knocking, we got the nearby homeowner letter, which is absolutely awesome. But anyways, so Tara, you've got a pending listing. Awesome. Well, I was a little bit late coming in this morning or this afternoon, depending where you are at. Even in California, it's 11 a.m., so it's almost noon. But no, keep in mind, you can use where you are the selling agent. So if you've got a listing and contract where your buyer is the one that wrote the offer and you represented the buyer, you can do pending marketing as well. So you may have, it's obvious we think of pending listings where we're the listing agent and we're going to market that pending listing. But we have had clients add the listing to their listings to leads account where they're the selling agent and have gotten listings before the listing even closes escrow. So, Joan, good to see you there from Florida. I'm sure it's nice and warm down there. Where's that at? I'm not familiar with that area. Is that West Coast, East Coast? But either way, you're warmer than a lot of us, except for Natalie. She's in Tucson. I've never been to Tucson. I lived in Glendale for a while. I went to graduate school down there, but I've never been to near Coral Springs. So it's nice and toasty. But I've never been to Tucson, and I've always wanted to go there and check it out. I just have never got myself down there. But for all the people watching this later on the recording, they are not interested in our little small talk banter. So here, real quickly, let me show you something that's absolutely it's why I'm a little bit almost late coming on today. And if you've got your account open, please log in. Or if you can, log in and bounce along with me. If you go to follow-ups, email blast, I literally just dropped 2 new emails. A question about your home for pending listings where you are the listing agent. And if you click on that, it's essentially the golden letter for your listing where you're the pending listing. The idea is send this to the homeowners and seller leads in your database. Subject line, there's one for the selling agents as well. So hold tight. But for you listing agents, all right, you're going to just change the property address. Oh, Fair Oaks. Yeah, I'm right near Fair Oaks. You're moving from Natalie. Natalie's from Tucson. You're moving to Fair Oaks. Yeah, I love this area. I lived in San Francisco for 20 years. I was always kind of one of those snobs that looked up at this area where Fair Oaks. I live near Roseville, Folsom, and I always thought this was cow country. But it's way better than the Bay Area. Once you get up here, you realize how much better it is in the Bay Area. But let's get back to this right here. So you're going to change property address to the address of the listing, of course. And so it says, and you're just going to change this for your listing, your marketing. All right. So let's just say, 123 Main Street in Folsom just went pending and is expected to close soon. Reading that first line right there. My 100 plus point home marketing plan for selling homes has gotten over 8,589 views for this home. If you want to, you could just say thousands of views, 5,000 plus. Every Facebook ad that you run. So when you run a Facebook ad, I'll show you where you can actually look at the numbers. But when you run a Facebook ad, that normally gets about 3,500 to 4,000 views alone. So just kind of keep that in mind, and we can take a look at that in a little bit. In addition, I've have 24 buyers actively looking for a home in the area. Some have been looking for months. Now, if you wanted to, for example, if you wanted to say 123 Main Street in Fair Oaks, California just went pending and is expected to close soon. My 100 plus point home marketing plan for selling homes in Fair Oaks has gotten over yada, yada, yada. I have 24 buyers actively looking for a home in Fair Oaks. Edit this to be as particular, targeted, or broad as you want. All right. So this is really a great email to use. So if you got a pretty large database and your main sales area is Las Vegas, all right, you could use Las Vegas, or you could even say a particular neighborhood if you've got a big enough buyer pool for homes in the area. Does that make sense for everybody? So take this email and let's just continue to go through it. The problem is there's only one home, but thousands of potential buyers, including my 24 active buyers. If you have a 3 to 4 bedroom home between 1,800 and 2,600 square feet, would you consider selling your home to one of my buyers? Again, take this right here. And we want to do a combination of things here. What is your, what's kind of the target market of homes in your area? 3 to 4 bedrooms, that's a no-brainer, right? If you want to go, 2 to 3 bedrooms, if it's a area where there's kind of smaller homes, then change 3 to 4 to 2 to 3. If you are in an area where there's a lot of larger homes, maybe you say if you have a home between 2,500 and 4,000 square feet. So use this as the target for the kind of listing that you're going after. So it shouldn't be too far off the actual listing itself. So if this listing, for example, is 2,800 square feet, I might go 2,000 to 4,000 square feet. All right. Does that make sense so far, everybody? And then we're just using the magic number. It's just, very similar to the golden letter. If so, what is your magic number to sell? Call or text me if you already know your number, or if you'd like an equity analysis to help you determine it, you can reach me directly that'll be your phone number. Thank you for your time. I look forward to hearing from you. And so let me show you. There is a preview tab. So there's a preview and then there's an edit. So the preview will have your phone number and your listing lead signature. So you could either, if you got a bunch of seller leads and listings to leads, you could send it by going over here where it says send to, and maybe I go send to seller leads, and I can either schedule it or send it right now to all of my seller leads. If I want to send them, through Lofty, Follow Up Boss, whatever, the easiest thing to do really is click on preview and just Command A, Control A, and then Command C, Control C to copy that email and just paste it right in. Create email blast. So I'll just say testing, copy, paste, just so you can see. So again, bold trail, command, wise agent, brevity, whatever, right? We have clients using all of this stuff. And just boom, just paste it in there. Your signature will be there from listings to leads. It'll look phenomenal. Everything looks great. If I want to, if you want to edit to your particular fonts, right? You may have a different font that you want to use. All right, just make sure you do a good subject line and get that out the door. Now, there is a second email where you are the selling agent. So if your buyer went into contract on a property, so again, you represented the buyer, you are the selling agent. Go to email blast. And then you will go down, I'm going to scroll down just a second here. In yours, it should be bookmark right at the top. So you'll see 2 a question about your home. So there'll be two of them that have the same title, but when you mouse over it, notice it says listing agent, and the other one, I messed up my account, so mine's down here, and it says it's a little different, but it says as selling agent. So at the end of that mouse bubble, it says as selling agent. So I'm going to click on that one, and this is for all of you who've got a pending listing where you're the selling agent. All right. So very similar but different. Hello, Samantha. 123 Main Street in Fair Oaks just went pending and is expected to close soon. It was my buyer who wrote the accepted offer. Now, if you want to reframe that a little bit, like, it was my buyer who got the offer, however you want to, but that is fine the way it is. But I can see how some people may want to rewrite that just a little bit. So, and again, we're going to keep going here. The problem is I have 16 more pre-approved buyers interested in buying a home in Folsom. Now, in your version, it will just say in the area. So your version will say in the, I was playing around with mine. I just saved it with Folsom. And now here's what I would, think about doing this. Hey, Lisa Drake, what's up? I just wanted to say hi at the yesterday. Oh, Lisa. Oh my God, you've been a client for so long. I had no clue you're in the Sacramento area. Sorry, everybody. Yeah, Lisa, my God. I had no clue that you'd have been there. I didn't realize you lived around here. So, oh, awesome. Yeah, I'm sorry. Oh, that's too bad. Maybe we can get together sometime. All right. Thank you for saying hello, though, here. I appreciate that. And I love your product. Yeah. I hate leaving early with Michael Hellickson because seriously, I learn something with him every day. He's motivating. I enjoy listening to him. I always love to listen to somebody who's that uncensored in the way they talk. I mean, he just talks. He'll say whatever he wants to say. But I always learn something from him. So I really enjoy. That's like the 6th time I've seen him do that same half day type of thing. Yeah, he's really good. He's great. All right, but let's get back to this. One thing you may consider doing, ask your brokerage. Next time you're at a meeting or send an email, or if you're on a team, just find out like, hey, how many, who's got buyers in the area, and try to get a feel for, how many buyers does your office have? Does your team have? You could do reverse prospecting in the MLS and find out how many buyers are there. And so you could rephrase this a little bit to say, there are over 463 buyers actively looking at homes in the area, which would refer to a reverse prospecting in your MLS. We have 43 buyers looking for homes in the area. Maybe in your brokerage, right? You talk to people and you find out, well, okay, between everybody else, there's over 43 people, or there's over 43 buyers for this area. So again, just make sure to kind of take this, look at obviously your CRM, but then again, look at your team, look at your office, maybe look at reverse prospecting. We want to come up with a nice, good number. And then I'm going to keep going here. Interested in buying a home in the area. And again, I could say a home in Fair Oaks. And then I've got some have been looking for months. So I want to put a little bit of urgency there, a little bit of seriousness. And then again, it's just the same as the last email. If you have a 3 to 4 bedroom home between 1,800 and 2,600 square feet. So, where I live, that would be actually kind of small. So in the area, we live kind of rural. And so the homes are just a little bit bigger out here. So I would have, if I was going to send this email to people in this area, I would go, like 25 to 3,500 square feet. Because again, if I were to send this out to people in this area, they'd be like, dude, where are you going to get a home that small? All right. Would you consider selling your home to one of my buyers? If so, what's your magic number to sell? Call or text me. All right. Same thing. I can click on the preview tab. That's what it looks like in the preview. And I can send this to my homeowner/seller leads and listings to leads. And then I can also send this to uh, people in my database. And there's a copy code. If you want to do the copy code route, go for it. But it's just as easy. Just select, copy, paste, off and running. All right, are we good? Greenville, South Carolina. Are you with Innovate? Oh, Fair Oaks. Awesome. Wait, didn't somebody else say they were in Fair Oaks, or was that you, Lisa, earlier? I would have recognized your name earlier. Who else said that they were from Sacramento? Or maybe I'm just going crazy. Someone said I'm a native. Oh, Natalie. Wait. Oh, that's so funny. So Natalie is moving back to Fair Oaks. Lisa is in Fair Oaks. That is so funny. All right. No, well, now we got two people in Fair Oaks. She's okay. Oh, okay. All right. Awesome. I love it. All right. So you two know each other. So that's good. Oh, that's so funny. Oh my God. So yeah, I'm in Granite Bay, right near, Folsom and Roseville, kind of right in the middle. Oh, Lisa's my broker. Got it. Okay, sweet. I love it. All right. Are we good on these two? Like literally brand new in the last half hour. I've added them to the system. I mean, I've been working on them for a little bit, but I was trying to make sure I got them launched before this call. I'm going to uncheck that. So hopefully, oh my God, I hope you all know. When you log into Listings to Lead, you're going to see that thing about the expired and seller lead accelerator. People are on fire. Right. You're going to see a link where you can order these booklets, and people, every day I do 2 Zoom calls a day, 7 a.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Pacific. And I go through, it's a primarily focus on expireds, but a lot of the stuff that we talk about, we will also put it in the context of seller leads in your database. Because people on their own have started taking the stuff for the expireds and using it with the seller leads in the database. And one of our clients, $32 million in production last year. So 32 million, top producer, obviously. And he put 2.7 million in the pipeline in 3 days. Another client got 2 listings in the same week. Another client on the first day generated a lead from the very first day that he took action within this group. That is now a $925,000 listing. Multiple people have multiple listings already. We've only been doing it for like 5.5. Like this, I guess this might be the end of the 6th week. Really the first 2 weeks were just, I was brand new to the whole thing myself. So, add it for like 4 weeks, and people have multiple listings already, and they are now in the cycle and, comfortable in taking action that, we got people who are looking to get 15 to 20 listings in the next 6 months is their goal, based on nothing they did in the past, but just based on what they've been doing with this training here for the expireds. So yeah, no, it's nuts. And so you will see a link to this group. She, and this, I didn't even mention her. So she went door knocking the day before Thanksgiving. When I say door knocking, she went to one house, talked to the lady, listed the property. Let's see if I scroll down here a little bit, see if there's any other interesting stories. This was the one I just mentioned on day one that he listed for $925. We got to guess. She actually connected with a investor. So, and this homeowner had a listing that expired. She door knocked. I think she door knocked or mailed one of these to him, and had a conversation. Turns out the dude owns 21 properties. And so I told her, I was like, Cindy, investors know other investors. So I said, send him like 2 or 3 copies of this, and just kind of casually just mention, hey, if you know anybody else that may be interested in, a great marketing plan to help them with their properties. Because I'm like, I promise you, as much as I can promise anything, anyone that owns 21 properties knows other people that own multiple properties. And that could be That one person could change your business. All right, let's get you all in here. Anybody else wants to get in there, just go ahead and hit me up there. This guy, Mohammed Gazma in Michigan, he's got multiple listings in the pipeline. I mean, it's nuts. It is absolutely nuts. Izzy, I think she's got a listing. Deb, she got a listing. All right, and let's see who else we got in here. If I can find something else. John again. Tina, oh my God, Tina. I think she's gotten 3 listings now. And yeah, I mentioned Gwen. So, anyways, yeah, get into the group. This is a phenomenal group. We have a good, 2 times every day, 7 a.m., 10 a.m. East Coast, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. East Coast. You're going to hit the ground running. I mean, I don't really have like a syllabus outline. I mean, I do, but you're gonna jump in feet first, and it's just stick with it, get comfortable, take a little bit of action every single day, and you're just gonna get Natalie. I'm telling you, when you door knock with these, it is a game changer. It is an absolute game changer. I'm not going to go through it right now, but suffice to say that here, let me show you something. If you like door knocking, let me show you. Let me actually give you all something real quick here before we get into the pending, because we do have quite a bit to cover for the pending. But I'm going to put this out here for you. If you like door knocking, I'm going to be talking about the nearby homeowner letter in this call. You can order the listing presentation. So, we got the listing presentation and listings to leads. Now, you can print that up at your home. So, check this out. Now, that's for a specific property, but you can create one that's not attached to a specific property. All right. And then you can print it, and it's kind of like a general, maybe it's like a neighborhood listing presentation. So it's like if you're going door knocking in a neighborhood, maybe you add a home, and it's a very similar home to the neighborhood or the area or the city. Does that make sense? And then when you go door knocking with the nearby homeowner letter, which I'll be talking about, and you've got this with you, and a homeowner sees this, right? Because you can just show it to them. Yeah, in fact, I'll tell you, let's get to it, but I'm going to put this link in the chat, and I'll leave it here, and I'll refer back to this here in a minute. I will refer back to that in a minute. So, all right. So let's get into pending marketing. If you need help adding a pending listing to your account, get with our support team. Although they are leaving early today, it's their once a year weekend. All our support team, they go on this like little retreat together. And this is the weekend they're doing it. So I think they literally just left for the weekend, although one of them has taken her computer just in case anybody has an emergency. But if you need to add a pending listing, you can go add listing manual and just select pending or in contract, under contract, whatever it's going to be. We have all these different statuses here. And you can add listings. Oh my gosh, just be done with it. All right, just add it on the next page. Add the photos. If you're the selling agent, you only need to have one photo. All right, you only need one photo. And I'm going to scroll down, and I'm going to show you. And in fact, you know what? If I go to, let me do one more thing. I'm going to give you one more link. If I go listingstoleads.com/pending, and I scroll down this page right here, I want to point your attention. So pay attention to this part right here. See the property description for a listing, for a pending listing. So when my listings go pending, I change the property description. It's kind of funny. It's very similar to the golden letter, because now when the listing goes pending, our marketing is going to attract more sellers than buyers. Make sense, right? It makes sense. So if you think about it, shouldn't the property, quote unquote, property description really reflect the fact that now it's not buyers so much as it is going to be homeowners. And so if a homeowner is going to see your marketing, well, I wanted to speak to them. So I got the property description now saying, this home is now pending. Our 100 plus point home marketing plan got this home into contract in 23 days, generated 18,000 yada, yada, yada views versus 457 on Zillow. This resulted in 45 buyer inquiries, 12 showings, and 2 offers. The problem, that is so funny. That is, I did this like years ago, and I just realized the email that I just finished up is almost like a carbon copy of that. That is so funny. All right, that's from the listing agent. That's so funny. And then here's from the selling agent. So if you're the selling agent, very, very similar. All right, but to the email I just did, that is so funny. So now we're on the selling agent. It says this home is pending. All right, same title kind of thing. I guided another buyer client to the perfect home in Whitney Oaks, starting with preparing, because, it's still speaking to sellers, but, some buyers will see this as well. And I'm the selling agent. So I got to speak to, what was going on, starting with preparing them for the journey and securing lender pre-qualification together. We built a detailed list of the dream home criteria, researched previewed properties, and found the one. I negotiated a lower price, secured closing cost system with the seller, and oversaw inspections with the seamless escrow. Looking to buy your ideal home, I'll make it happen. Homeowners. All right. So then there's a little blurb for the homeowners. All right. And it goes through there. And again, very similar to what we were just talking about before. You can also add videos. So I've got a video. Now, this is just kind of like a test video from years ago. But you can video in here talking about how you help the buyer buy their home, or in the other one, how you help the seller or how you help that property get sold. You may have a video about how you help homes get sold in general that you could put in here. All right. I've got a community video. Very cool. I got my 100-point home marketing plan, my home value. I got a client review video. Right. A lot of great stuff in here. So I just like to show you the 2 property websites, and I'll give you this link because this is a great link to take a look at for later. And the one thing that's on this link that is not in the accounts are those 2 links to my property websites for you to take a look at. But also, and we may or may not have time to get to it, but be sure to check this out for later. Instagram stories. Click here to see examples of Instagram stories for pending and sold listings. And then if you don't know how to do this, Instagram and TikTok right here. What is really cool about what I did is I've added links and polls to my stories. So you're going to see here, this Folsom home went pending in 34 days. And that's a poll that people can participate in. But here's where it gets really good. That's one. Here we go. So pending in Folsom, thinking about selling your home, get your current home value estimate for free now. Get an equity analysis. You could, whatever it is. But then check this out. Free home value estimates here. Even on your phone, you just tap it and it opens up the landing page. So you can make your stories interactive. This is a great one. Get the 100-point plan now. I'd probably change that to get, view my 100 plus point home marketing plan now. And people click it. And right here, they can enter their email to get your marketing plan. Very, very, very cool. On the next, and these are all links and listings to leads. Pending in Rockland. Click below to get photos, details, and more. I got a poll. In fact, in the poll, I'm offering one of my PDF guides from listings to leads. And then here it says, click here for photos, details, and more. And that's just going to the property website. On the next one, another home pending in Folsom. And these could be, check this. In fact, let me show you. So some more examples. But if I go to, if I go to, let me see. Oh, that's listings to leads. This one, open houses. What I want to show you is you can do little video clips. So, a lot of people want to overcomplicate, video and stories. You can just do literally a 4 to 5 second video of the front of the house, just kind of pan, kind of left, right, left, and just kind of count to your head like, 8, 12 seconds. And that could be your story. And then just throw, here we got a free ultimate guide to buying a home download. And that's going to a PDF guide landing page. All right. And then, so you'll see property website, PDF guide landing page, PDF guide landing page, pending in Folsom. That's what we were looking at a little bit earlier. So yeah, on that link I put in, you'll see Instagram, and you can do a lot of this on TikTok as well. And obviously from Instagram, have it port over to Facebook automatically. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at that. But once we got our pending listing in your account, I'm going to click on market listing, and I'm going to show you something that I really want you to pay attention here. Now, for a lot of you, you end up going to the Facebook Ads Manager to run ads, and that's complicated. You got to go through, and there's like so many different buttons and whistles and things and checkboxes and clicks. In Listings to Leads, we pull the entire Ads Manager into Listings to Leads. Everything you need is here. But we can now add custom questions, and it is so phenomenal. So, in a normal Facebook lead ad, you get name, email, and phone number. Well, now you can get up to 3 more questions where they got to reply to them for even better engagement. Because if you think about it, the better my questions are to you, the more of the proper information I can get to better help you out, provide value to you. But if I don't know what's going on with you, then how am I going to be able to help you out? And if I don't ask you questions and I rely just on you to tell me what's going on, as a professional, what you tell me may or may not be helpful. It may not be useful. So if I can ask you the right questions, then I can provide better value, which means what? It means I'm going to be able to engage you better, engage you faster. So when we look at this here coming up in the next 2 minutes, I really want you to pay attention, because this goes a huge, long, massive way to getting better leads. And it's not so much better leads, but it's leads that you're going to be able to connect with faster and better. So pay attention. It's going to autofill location, which is, don't fuss with that. Leave it alone, especially for pending and sold. Don't add anything. You want your radius tight as possible. So 15 miles is, all right, that's special housing ad category. We got that, just what it is. Lifetime budget of 100. All right. Start and end date in 1 week. You can change it. And you can always extend an ad if you want to. Change template. I don't like the sideways template, so I'm going to go change template. And you can use a video. You can create an image in Canva and use it if you want to. But I'm just going to change this template here. Click save. Pro tip, on Instagram, some of those Instagram stories, if you download the image right here, these are great on Instagram because they don't fill up the entire vertical on the phone on Instagram. They fill up like the top 2/3. So it's perfect to be able to add a poll below the template on Instagram. I think you probably remember that. You can look at it later. But when you see my Instagram stories, some of the times I'm using this image because, again, this image here will take up like the top half or the top 2/3 of the Instagram stage. And then the bottom third, I put the poll that people can interact with without covering up the image. And then it's got, the 4 images within the template. So it looks really cool. But again, I I can edit the text here. I can say another home enforcement pending, expected to close soon. For example, our 100 All right, just a little bit of a humble brag. If you want to bring in some of the language around the golden email, I guess we'll call it the golden email, either as listing or selling agent, that would be appropriate, I guess. You could do, like I said, you could put a video here, try change template, change video. It's going to retarget automatically, but I can turn that off. So it will retarget automatically. And if I want to do a custom audience, I can. But here's the next 60 seconds to please pay attention. I'll probably show it twice. To add questions, you're going to click, and you might want to write this down. Say, to add custom questions, underline it, that's the title. Number 1, click advanced options. 2, click create new form. And then form questions. A little obvious right there, but 3, click form questions. And then from here, you're good. That's it. Closing it out later is the easy part. So notice we got name, email, and phone number. All right, name, email, and phone number. Cool. That's awesome. And if I scroll down, this is so good. I'm telling you, please pay attention. This is so good. Would you sell in the next 1 to 3 months if you got the right price? I love that question. Maybe if it was the right price, no, I would not. Fair enough. There, you can add 2 more. In fact, hold on, let me see. Yeah. What is your time frame to sell? If you want that one, that can be a good one. I mean, that's definitely a good one. But just ride with me here. See how my 100 plus point home marketing plan works for your home? And you can always mouse over the question marks to see what the options are going to be for the person filling it out. And the options are yes, please, yes, and please customize for my home. Not right now. I know of one woman already who's had 2 seller leads in like the first few days this was live, where they asked for it to be customized for their home. And what's beautiful about that is in your follow-up, I'll tell you, give me one more second here. Because then we'll talk through follow-up all together. So what is your time frame to sell? That could be a great one. See how AI can help you sell faster for top dollar. I'm going to say that one. And then I can reorder if I wanted to. I think, I always kind of think in my mind, they click the ad, and then the 3 questions are going to be kind of, it'll look like this. Would you sell in the next 1 to 3 months if you got the right price? Okay. That's kind of like a yes or no. Okay. That's easy for them. See how AI can help you sell faster. Okay. That sounds really cool. If I was a homeowner, I might just say yes to that. Just, I'm curious. And then see how my 100 plus point home marketing plan. And again, if I'm a homeowner, even if I'm not that serious, I'm like, what the hell is a 100 plus point home marketing plan? I might just say yes to that one too. And then I might go, man, if this person is using AI and got that, I might, okay, well, maybe you can get me the price I want. Maybe you can. Maybe I just come up here and change that to yes. So here's the deal. Everybody kind of cool on this? It's easy, right? It's super easy. And even if you run the ad, you can go back, click edit on the ad, go back and just click advanced options, click create new form, and click form questions. And you can make this live even though you already submitted the ad. So let me know if we're good on this so far. Everybody good? Lisa, you good? Natalie, everybody? All right, it's easy to do. Every home may be different. Your business could be different than somebody else's. So, pick the questions that you think are appropriate for you. But here, let's walk through follow-up real quick. So we got AI text follow-up. which I highly recommend. If you don't have AI text follow up with your CRM or another provider, sign up for ours. We'll see the sign up right when we submit this ad. But let's just say they say yes to all three of these. All right. And then we're going to, call them up, obviously. And when I call them up, I'm going to say something along the lines of, hey, Lisa, this is Scott. And you clicked on my, and you responded to the ad about the pending listing in Granite Bay that, we've been marketing for the last 34 days and expected to close soon. And we're really excited for the owners to be able to get that sold. And I saw that you might be interested in selling your home in the next 1 to 3 months if you got the right price. What price would make you sell your home, or what price would make you consider selling your home? And even if they say $5 million, all I'm going to do is say, great. When do you have a few minutes for me to stop by, take a quick look, and see if it might be something that my buyers would be interested in and paying that price for? All right. See how AI can help you sell faster for top dollar at a minimum. All right. If you're in our challenge group, or not challenge group, if you're in our expired seller accelerator group, and I think I posted about this in the mastermind group as well, which is AI visualization, where you take, for example, the backyard or the front of the house or the kitchen. And in fact, let's do this. If I go to boom, I will show you something in the expired seller accelerator. And we got better examples in the group, which I really need to. How to use advanced AI visualization right here. And it sounds way more dramatic than it really is. But here's the idea. And if you can see this, hopefully you should be able to see that. You got a property, and let's say that there's a backyard, but there's no pool, or there's no barbecue, or there's no, right? Because, in Vermont, maybe a pool isn't really appropriate, but like a nice barbecue. So you can take that image, right? Take an image of the backyard, your photographer. So you get the images from the photographer or whatever, and then just upload it into ChatGPT and say, I would like to get, please add in a pool. And so you can see here, it's the prompt. Without changing anything else, please add an in-ground pool with minimal surround so that we keep it. And then in the MLS or in the marketing, I'm going to put the original image, and then I would put this image after it, and I would put, AI enhanced, right? Or AI staged, or your MLS may have a label that you got to put when it's a AI staged kind of image. So similar to AI staging, or if the home is going to be empty, well, I'm going to use Chat GPT or Gemini to stage the home. If it is let's see here what we got in this Google Doc. This is great for if you've got a kitchen that furnishing empty rooms. Let's see this post. If you got a kitchen that's not been remodeled, all right, look at this. Google Street View. This is how great it can be. That's Google Street View. That's Chat GPT. That's Chat GPT in golden hour. This is, let's see this one. Oh my God. Yeah, this one was nuts. Let's see if I got here's the original. That's Chat GPT. I mean, that almost looks, and I would put that in my property website. I mean, that looks oh my God, that looks so hot. And that's the original one. And let's see this one here. I'm going to find the one of a kitchen. We did one of a kitchen together in the group a while back. And I got to find that post because it was so good. Let me see the last one here. Actually, this one wasn't too bad either. So this is one where it was an empty house. In fact, this was an expired listing. We found this on My Plus Leads, one of our trainings. And, it's hard for buyers to get a really good feel for a property that's empty. And a lot, sometimes expires can be empty because they thought they were going to sell it. They moved out and now they're really in a pinch. And if you could tell them, hey, some of the AI visualization strategies that I use are to take a room that hasn't been updated in 20 years and I'll update it via chat GPT so that buyers can get a really good feel for what it would look like in a modern aesthetic. All right. So that they're more open to buying it because they realize, oh, it's just really paint. It needs a paint job and maybe, a new countertop. Right. Otherwise, it's a great kitchen. But it's hard to get past things sometimes when it hasn't been updated or it's got like the really dark wood and you just feel kind of closed in. Where if I show you, and this is one of the kitchens that we did in a very similar way, we just said, put everything in white cabinets and change those, whatever the countertops were, to a lighter color, like a gray kind of a thing. And that kitchen went from looking like 1983 to just beautiful and open and airy. And it would probably add $20,000 to the price of the home just by looking at the pictures alone. Does that make sense for everybody? And then lastly, the 100-point home marketing plan, back to the ad here. If somebody asks for it to be customized to their home, you're going to add it to listings to leads, a status listing presentation. And then you're going to send them this hard copy or the PDF or the link to the online flip book. And you're going to get that listing. You'll list their home. So this is amazing. I'm going to click create form. And I'm just going to close advanced options. And I'm going to click create ad. It's like that easy. We spent most of the time talking about the questions in the ad, right? And how to respond than we did to do this. So it's so easy. It is so easy to do. So hopefully everybody sees A, how easy that is, and then B, just how powerful it is and how beneficial it's going to be to you. And let's see if this ad, I don't know if this ad was using, but let's find out. So, this is as 2 of the 3. What's your time frame to sell? Would you sell in the next 1 to 3 months if you got the right price? Maybe if it was the right price, continue. And then it goes to name, email, and phone number. And then they go to the property website. Do you have platforms? Yeah, 100%. Definitely. Yeah, Lisa, just ping me later on Facebook or email or text, whatever. Yeah, just ping me later for sure. You'll notice right here, AI text follow-ups. If you don't have AI text with your CRM or another program, definitely use ours. You'll click subscribe. It will then go to where you put your credit card in. Well, here you'll select, just go to 50 for now. You don't need to go until later. And it's 50 a month, 50 conversations a month. And you'll click next, you'll add a credit card, you'll go next, it's 3 questions. What do you want the name to be? You'll have a choice of 15 different names or something like that. Do you want it to go to buyer leads, seller leads, or all leads? And I think that's it. So you can literally run the ad, sign up for this, and have this live before the ad even gets approved. So it's awesome. And I think in average, it's about 10 to 12% of the leads get qualified. All right, social media post, Facebook, X, LinkedIn, Instagram, Google. I like to edit that post before it goes out. I like the sideways. So for Facebook, I like the vertical. For the ad, I like the vertical. For the post, I like the sideways. Like that right there. All right, pending in Granite Bay. That's going to link to my property website from all these different social media websites. And again, I can edit this. So similar to what we did for the ad. And again, if I want to take some of that language around the golden letter, the golden email, as either the listing or the selling agent, depending on what you were. You can just copy and paste that right here. So whatever my email was, I could literally copy and paste and put that in the post. And that actually might be not a bad idea. Seller social media, you definitely want to make sure that you're doing this. If you are the selling agent, um, you'll have to change the language just a little bit. All right. Edit email. And I would just edit that just to say, we bought a new home. And if I'm the selling agent, I may wait until after all the inspections are done. I don't want to be posting this if the buyers, aren't a little bit further along with it. So yeah, just kind of keep that in mind. Again, you can edit this for the selling agent. For the listing agent, leave it as is. And then there's an email. All right. And we want to send both of these to our client. All right. Now, again, if you're the selling agent, make sure you edit it so it makes sense. And so click the green, send to seller, add the seller's name and email right in that kind of little area there, and click send. You will be CC'd on both of these emails. And then call. I'm just going to talk from the listing agent's perspective, but you selling agents just extrapolate. So as a listing agent, call the seller up and you're going to say, hey, Lisa, Scott here. And hey, so excited that we're in contract and we got the inspection scheduled. So everything should be very smooth. But we're going to keep marketing your home until we close escrow. All right. We don't stop just because we got an offer. And so as part of that, we got another Facebook ad going out. We got some more social media going out. We got some other things that we're going to be doing to keep promoting your property. And one thing is that we sent you something to put up on Facebook and something to share via email. We want to let people know that it is pending, but we want to still put it in front of people. So in case anybody, wants to put in a backup offer or anything like that, that we've got the capability to do that. And your seller's going to be like, holy cow, this is awesome. This is amazing. When the seller puts that on their Facebook page, what you want to do is you want to go like and leave a quick little comment. Like your comment just might be something as easy as looks great. All right. Don't overthink it. Looks great. Could be just perfect. So that way, anytime some of their family, friends, what have you, comment on it as well, you're going to get notified. And this is the best stage, the best listing stage for this, because now their friends are going to go, I didn't know things were selling in this market. How much did you sell it for? Congratulations. Looks beautiful. And they're going to see you. They're going to see your name. And they're going to say things like, wow, the photography looks beautiful. You could totally leave a quick little comment about like, yeah, we use professional photography in all of our listings that we do. And we also do videos and 3D tours. And so it can help you engage with the people interacting with that post on the seller's page. Okay. So to not get it up on your client's page and for your buyers as well. All right. So for your buyers, again, you're going to edit it because we don't have pending selling agent like we do just sold selling agent we have, but we don't have pending selling agent. So as the selling agent, you're going to have to just edit that a little bit, but it is still so valuable. It is very, very valuable. Next up, and the e-flyer as well. All right. The e-flyer. All right. And here's the thing. Get this. When people click the post or the email, they're going to go to the property website. And the property website, why is that so big? Looks like I'm blowing up. The property website has so much great lead capture, right? And again, videos, they can get a home value, your 100-point home marketing plan. They can have your client review video. They can download a buyer or seller PDF guide, ultimate guide to buying, ultimate guide to selling. I have other guides that they can download. Great lead capture form right there. See all my client reviews, see my other listings, see my 100+ point home market video from listings to lead. All right. I got that in there. That is so awesome. And I actually should move that up near the top. So all of you have this video in your account. I recommend all of you download this video from Listings to Leads, upload it to your YouTube channel, and then take that embed code and create a custom page at your. So Lisa, here your VA, I'm giving your VA a little project. Download that video from your media library in Listings to Leads, upload it to your YouTube channel, take the embed code, create a custom page at your website. And I've got a sample I'll show you a little bit later. All right. Oh, shoot. Did I lost my, no worries. We'll be back there in 3 to 4 seconds. And I find my listing again. Sorry about that. 4,500 prospect market listing. Nearby homeowner letter. All right, I'm going to try to keep this short because I hate keeping people too long. One thing I want to say real quickly that, and I should have gotten to this earlier. When the listing is pending, get your yard sign up. All right. Get this from your association. The Sacramento Association of Realtors has these. Placer County has them. All of you, your associations have these. You want the pending thing on there, and you want before I get to this, I'm going to get to this in a second because that's critical. But you want your listing flyers and you want the sign rider, because when a listing goes pending, just think about it. When is it more likely that a neighbor is going to be curious, when it just listed or when it's pending? All right. Now, just listed, some maybe, but they're going to be really curious to know what's going on when that listing goes into contract. So to not put a status rider on the top when that listing goes into contract is just throwing away money. You're just throwing away opportunity. So you want to get, whether it says active contingent, under contract, pending, whatever it's going to be, put that on the top of the yard sign, and then get the flyers. All right. We got QR codes. We got the text codes. There's a seller call to action, and there's the URL. All right. So we got like 25 different flyer templates. Get a plexiglass, like an acrylic flyer holder, put it on the yard sign so that people coming by, and here's the sign writers, you can get these done locally, or you can order from Dirt Cheap Signs. But you want, in these extensions, they stay with your account. So when I get this rider, all right, when I get that rider, I can move this rider from listing to listing to listing. And I mean, it's like, it is the cheapest, highest quality leads in real estate are the yard signs. All right. You got your beautiful picture. Good for you. All right. Wonderful. But no one's calling that 10-digit number on the yard sign. What they will do is they will send a text. They will take a flyer and maybe scan the QR code or send a text. But they're not going to do that if those things aren't there. And they're not going to think or know to do it or be motivated to do it if you don't have the pending or in contract on the top of that arm. Does that make sense? So get your yard signs dialed in, please. And then that flows very nicely with the nearby homeowner letter. So these, I'm telling you right now, whether you mail them or door knock, it is like an absolute crying shame. And actually, I'm going to be coming out with like a golden letter version of this, because this letter crushes it already. All right. This letter, you don't need to change anything on this letter. The people that use this letter, they have the best results are the ones that edit it the least. Okay. I know a lot of people think, oh my God, I got a great idea for this letter. Whatever idea you've got for this letter is probably not that great of an idea. I would leave it as is, especially if you're going to just try it out for the first time. Now, the only thing you might add, and there's a notice that says edit. And if I come in here, just want to let you know for went pending. I'm going to go back to the close soon. I could say with our 100 plus point home marketing plan, or I could say like in 25 days with 3 offers. And the only thing I would do here is not bold every little thing, because when you bold too much, every other thing, it kind of defeats the whole purpose of it. And I might just I just want my keywords bolded. Does that make sense? So I want the address when pending, 100-point home marketing plan. In fact, I might just put that so it's all in one line. There we go. Now, when I download this, it will keep those edits. All right. Just wanted to let you know that 4,500 prospect circle in Folsom went pending with our 100-point home marketing plan, 25 days of 3 offers, and is expected to close soon. If you don't have anything, you could always do 100 plus point marketing plan, right? That makes that you got that in listings to leads. And what I would do is I would print up my listing presentation, even at home. We had a client. I'll tell you which one she printed on. Let me go ahead and close this, because now that you see it, and we're going to come back, we're going to talk about this, and I will try to wrap this up as quickly as possible. But for those that like to door knock, I'm going to give you the catnip for homeowners. This is so, and you can mail this. Use Mailbox Power, Thanks.io, Zaire Mail, right? Mail it out. You can handwrite is always going to be better. But one woman, listing presentation print. All right, this PDF right here. Now again, I can add a listing and create like a demo listing, or if I get a listing presentation coming up, I'm going to go take a photo or grab a Google Street View photo, run it through Chat GPT, create the listing presentation for the property, right? Exactly like this one right here, where it's got their name and address, and that's their home on the cover of it, right? So I can do that. And when I go door knocking, back to the letter here, if you're going to door knock with this letter, have the presentation with you. And when you door knock, it's such a great, oh my God. And if you got the yard sign, even better, because now they may be going, oh yeah, I saw that was pending, and I thought to grab one of those flyers, but I never did. Or maybe I did grab a flyer and I was kind of curious. And now here you are. Wow. That's really cool that you're actually at my door, because I was kind of curious. I saw that it went pending, right, a few days ago or a week ago, right? So you're going to have a lot better conversations. So door knocking with this letter is awesome. And I was just watching every day. I watch probably 2 to 3 YouTube videos of different coaches and different trainers and different things like that. And one of the ones today was from KW. And the woman, she was like, yeah, she goes, my last listing came from door knocking. And it was nothing. It was like literally, I don't want to say it wasn't anything special, but if you door knock with this letter by itself is phenomenal. Door knock with that letter and just print up even the basic one that I just showed you in listings to leads. It's going to be awesome. Now we got door hangers and postcards. Phenomenal. We got a circle prospecting script. And really the last thing I'll talk about is the e-flyer for your database. Now check this out. We just did a update to this. Notice it says 4,500 prospect circle in Granite and Folsom is now expected to close soon. If you're thinking about selling your home, my 100 plus point home marketing plan helped get this home into contract and can do the same and do the same for your home. Please view it here. And it's just go right to the flip book. So they're going to see that. And this is the one I was just showing you. That's in your account, branded to you. No, so if you're with EXP, you're with an independent, you're with whatever, it will be your logo, your colors, your picture, your contact information. And you can even customize the home that you want displayed in here, which we can talk about some other time. We're going to be running out of room or time. So, but get this to the leads, either in listings to leads, your CRM, or both. I can send a test email. I can change the subject line. I can edit the email, or I can edit the email. I can send it, and I can also copy it and send it through my own CRM. And in fact, I'll just show you here. And then there's a database call script. I highly recommend calling through the homeowner leads in your database with the script that we've got. Just edit it to be appropriate for you, because people want to hear about pending listings. And I'm going to show you the script just because there's 3 different versions of the ending, depending on where people live in relation to that listing. So check this. Look at this. So the slideshow, even if you put this in Follow Up Boss or whatever CRM, all the links will work. And then it says, when this home is sold, it will affect your home value. It's got your listings to lead signature at the bottom right there. So this is awesome email. If you got a pending listing, leverage it. You got to leverage it, right? You cannot let your pending listing go to waste. You need to market that pending listing, because I think it's even better than just sold. Just sold is amazing, but I like pending because there's more curiosity around a pending listing, because they can go to Zillow maybe and find the selling price. All right. But when it's pending, that's kind of like that black box of statuses. And the very last thing I'm going to mention here is the database call script. And like I mentioned, if you're circle prospecting and they own a home near that property, there's one ending. If they own a home not near the farm, here's another ending. So you may call a homeowner in your database. Maybe they live a few miles away, but you still want to let them know, hey, hey, Lisa, this is Scott. Why don't you know that 4,500 Oak Ridge and Whitney Oaks just went into contract, expected to close soon. And, I know you live in, Goldview, but I just wanted to let you know, we got a good offer on the property. We're expected to close soon. If you represented the seller, right, use language around that. I mean, the buyer, use language around that. But connect with homeowners. Buyers may be appropriate just to let the buyers know, hey, the market is still good. We just put another home into contract, but there's 7 more homes in the area that are still listed for sale. Let me know if you're interested in seeing any of them, right, before they close. All right. Are we good? Few more tools, right? Short form video script, Craigslist, which is not really relevant for this. All right. Are we good? Since Lisa, you're still here, I'll just show you the media library for that video. If you go to media library, and if I type into the search, I see it right here, but if you just type in 100, then I'll show you the page. So there's a long version, short version, and a vertical version for Instagram, YouTube. I mean, it's YouTube Shorts, but this is a 5-minute video. You don't need to use that. You can use different music. But yeah, I can download it. And then if you go to, check this out, we'll end it here. In fact, I'll give you this link. So this could be a sample of a custom page at your website where, like in your website, you probably got like sellers, buyers, whatever. So under sellers, put 100, like maybe just put marketing plan, because too long of a nav is a nav title is no good. If you could put 100 plus marketing plan, right? For that way, it's kind of like 3 words, and then create this page at your website. This is just embed, right? So that's just linking, but of course, people are going to watch it here, right? But that's just the embed from my YouTube channel, and I've got before you hire an agent, compare their plan to this one. And to be honest, I got this from somebody else, but I just edited a little bit, I just kind of cleaned it up. Request your custom. I might even put request your custom 100 plus point home marketing plan, right? Version is a little bit sterile. So yeah, they can click here. I know where that goes. Oh, it goes right there. Perfect. Or that could just go to an email. Preferred texting, text me at 415-55 with your phone number, 100 plan, and I'll and again, I might even put, and I'll get it to you ASAP. 100 key hacks for selling. Yeah. That's a great one. Love it. Right. Yeah. And obviously everything I say, take it at base, and then, extrapolate, make it a little bit better, personalize it for yourself. The only thing I would say is not to change too much is the nearby homeowner letter, because what happens there is people like to take that and add way too much to it, and then it just it becomes too much for people. All right, but listen, everybody, I got to run. Thank you for joining us. In fact, Lisa, I'm talking to Michael in a little bit, of all things. I'm talking. So, yeah. In fact, he because remember he mentioned about the expireds yesterday. He's like FSBOs, expireds, and I showed Tara as I was walking out. I showed Tara the where right here. No, that's listing present. Right here. So I showed this to Tara. I said, "Hey, Tara, we've got these PDFs and flip books where the owner's name is on the cover, their address is on the cover, and we got these for expireds, FSBOs, and listing presentations. And we're going to be doing probate at some point as well." And so, yeah, Michael wanted to talk about this, and so we got QR codes that go to the property website. I mean, it's really awesome. So anyways, have a great weekend. Yeah, ping me if you, and Natalie, Lisa, anybody, feel free to ping me, get into the mastermind group. All right. And we'll talk to you soon. Thanks, everybody. Have a great weekend.